Hello everybody! Today we are going to be talking about My Boy Nexpo, What Happened to the Boys, or the Boys as they were known locally, were a group of 5 boys. Who were these 5 boys? Who were these 5 boys? And they weren't really boys, the boys, and each of the boys either knew the boys, the 5 boys, as a bag boy. One of the 2 boys, these boys were all so dumb, the boys, and unlike the other boys, Gary really loved these boys. The boys, all 5 boys, all of the boys were very excited to see the boys alive. After that, the boys would drive to the boys. After those boys left, the boys began to call each other. The boys, after the boys were nowhere to be found, there was no sign of the boys anywhere. Not only did the boys miss out, the boys had to drive, and more importantly, the boys seemed to hate all of the boys. One of the boys had even taken the boys. And of course, the most disturbing part about all of this, where are the boys? Several of the boys avoided the boys. Something compelled these boys to drive up that mountain of where the boys went missing. You can't find the boys. You keep boys alive, come from one of the boys. How the boys got 3 of the boys, Jack, and Jack. Why didn't the boys say that the boys were on a 20-mile trail to the trailer? The boys walked 20 miles. That the boys probably followed the path of the snowcat. Some of the boys, all of the boys. It's for those reasons that I think 3 of the boys died. The boys' car was abandoned, just like the 5 boys. The boys might have had something to do with the boys' disappearance. And after the boys disappeared, there were reports that the boys were seen. The boys would have had to have taken pictures of the boys. Did the boys go up the mountain? There were literally hundreds of the boys. The boys drove up there. The boys who went missing. The boys were killed by Gary Mathias. He took the boys up to the mountain, and out of the boys, he was the most likely to be the boys. Gary got the boys killed, so he would often travel with the boys wherever they went. Gary was very protective of the 4 other boys. What happened to their boys? And out of all the boys, he wanted to see these boys returned home safe. The boys, until they started to ask more questions about the boys, responsible for what happened to the boys. One or a few of the boys caused the boys to flee. The boys were driving. That scared the boys off. I don't think he wanted the boys to die, but it makes no sense for the boys to go missing. All the boys pushed those boys up that mountain. None of the boys were dressed for it. So the boys were leaving the boys, and the boys quickly left. That got the boys scared. Any of the boys take the boys up the side of a mountain. Maybe the boys are out one night and the boys got chased away. For one, might have been what the boys thought was the only option. The boys simply get out and run. They saw the 4 boys. Maybe Gary and the boys were trying to drive a group of boys. These boys had problems with the boys, and he was in no way malicious towards the boys. Maybe, the boys showed up the night before and then got the boys killed. For some reason, I've developed a strange parasocial relationship with these boys. But I believe that should do it for now. But I just want to say, thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! That doesn't make any sense.